Good evening, good evening, good evening, good evening, good evening.
Hello.
What is up? What's going on? Good people, what's happening? What's happening? Thank you for tuning in to another week of Live from the Corner, right here on Listen Vision. So glad to have you give us your attention for the next hour. As you can tell, we are joined by a celebrity, K Quick.
Mr. Quick himself.
K Quick. As you can tell, AI and I are playing musical chairs for the second week in a row. Kind of tag team. Tag, you stay home. Tag, you come in. But again, thank you for taking the time out to give us your attention. Here every Wednesday, 9 to 10, Live from the Corner. Of course, I am Breezy the Hun.
What the? I'm Louisa, the Phoenix.
Wow. AKA, I'm your man AI, AKA G.I. Mo, M-O-E. Got camo on. I even read on my
G.I. Mo.
G.I. Mo. You know, it was coined by the youngest, man. Hey, look, I love it.
G.I. Mo. What's happening? What's happening,
Yo, that need to be your new IG handle.
I'm waiting for a G.I. Slim, too.
G.I. Slim.
That's crazy.
G.I.M.O. and
G.I.M.O. And of course, like I said, we are joined by K Quick.
Much love.
K Quick, what's up, brother?
Everything's lovely. Everything's blessed. Thank you for having me, folks.
Now, before we get into the show, how was everybody's weekend?
Ladies first.
Oh, as always, I guess. This weekend, last week was my third child's birthday. I had 5.
Oh, happy birthday.
Lost track how many you had?
Huh? No, I just have to make sure which one it was. She turned 11, and so we just did something for her Sunday.
Happy birthday.
Yeah, she's a Cancer through and through. Lord have mercy. So this Sunday coming, I have another birthday. My baby, my 5th child, her birthday is Sunday, so it's been back-to-back birthdays.
Sounds like you're playing spades.
Right.
Look.
I got 5 books in my hand, maybe 3.
Look, we gonna get all 5 of them Jones too.
So he says, Wheezy. So he says, man. Hey, look, I doubt it.
Hey, yo, shut up. Nah, that was you.
He's not from the turf, man. Hey, look, he did already, y'all. We don't play that shit.
Brother, hey, how's your weekend, man?
We gonna have to test you, bro. I think you play what? Goldfish or some shit out there on the west. You know, what time you playing?
Nah, we play spades and dominoes, bro. We do push-ups and dominoes.
That's that domino shit. Y'all got that dominoes jail mentality and shit.
How's your weekend, brother? How was your weekend?
Man, so my weekend, of course, has been fun-filled. I am on 14 days quarantine. I am out here, bro. So, you know, of course, it's been a big battle, big war. I don't know if I can hear y'all correctly. You asked me the question, right?
Yes.
Yeah, how was your weekend? Yeah.
Because I ain't used to all of us. You know what I'm saying?
Brother, I feel your pain, man. I've been like a 200-day quarantine my damn self. So
bruh,
I understand where you're coming from.
I ain't gonna hold you, bro. Like, this shit has been crazy, bro. Like, I had a couple people come down with the shits, and you know, so they sent their ass home with pay. I ain't mad. Mm-hmm. You did.
All right. And Mr. Quick, how was your weekend, man?
Very productive, man. I spent my whole weekend in the studio, actually.
Cool.
You know,
cool.
I'm always creating something. You know, besides I can't sit still anyway. So yeah, that's where I was all weekend in the studio, rocking out.
Right. And my week was cool. I didn't do too much. I went to a beer garden right up the street, right up Georgia Avenue for a little bit on Saturday, and Sunday I just kept it low key like a Mitchell Locksmith. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, that's a bar. That's a bar.
All right, Mr. Quick.
Yes, sir.
You mentioned that you had a productive week. You mentioned that you were in the studio, which means you make music, right?
Yes, sir.
Because why else would you be in the studio all weekend, right?
Being
you used to be an intern here at Listen Vision.
Yeah. Shouts out to Boom, man. Yes, I used to intern at Listen Vision when I was going to Bowie State. Shout out to my Bulldogs. All that good stuff. Yeah. So that was in 2015. I interned here.
while you were here, you were working with some of the other people that had shows. Olivia Fox, Miss Olivia Fox. No,
Yes,
I
yes,
can't say Olivia
indeed.
Fox. I say Miss Olivia
Yeah,
Fox.
shout out to Miss Olivia Fox, man. Great person, man. Very, very wonderful person. Had the honor of working with her.
And while you were working behind the boards, you also did some work with her. Is that correct?
Yeah, funny story because when the board op was working behind the boards or whatnot, I was shadowing him, and then while the show was going on, I sat off to the side. And the thing about Olivia, if you're in the room and she's doing the show, she'll talk to you. Like she'll talk to you while you're in the room. Like if she's talking on the subject, like, yeah, can you believe that? And when she looked at me, I said something back to her, and every time I said something back to her, and it made her laugh. And every time she spoke to me, and I say something, I'd make her laugh. And then when we went to break, she leaned over to me and said, "Next time you want to say something, say it into the microphone. Give him a microphone. Give him a microphone. He's funny. I like him."
I'm cute.
Like, oh snap! Did she just ask me to be on her show?
Yeah, she
And I'm
did.
like, oh snap! So, and then during the break, me and her, she pulled me to the side. And she was talking to me. And she asked me like a bunch of questions about myself and whatnot. And then she found out I was a rapper. And then she kind of threw a little challenge at me. So she said, "So if I asked you to rap to close out my show, would you do it?" I said, "Where's the microphone?"
Oh, like that.
So,
Okay,
yeah.
like that.
So I gave her. So at the end of, I just freestyled off the top of my head. I just started pulling stuff out the air. I'm pretty sure they got the footage floating around here somewhere. But see, so yeah, I just they threw a random beat on. I bodied it, and like me and her been cool ever since, man.
That's cool.
And, you know,
And you also did her theme music, right?
I did. I was fortunate enough to to do her theme music for her show when I interned for the remainder of her time at Listen Vision, and that was a great experience as well. That's
That's
experience
dope.
as well.
That's dope.
Okay, before we go into like some more, where did K Quick come from?
Oh, the name?
Mm-hmm.
You'll find. Well, basically, long story short, a noticeable part of my rap style is I'm able to rap fairly quickly. And then back in the day, I used to be called that people just called me by Big Keon, Big K or whatever. And somebody said when I freestyled to him, like, "Yo, K Quick." I'm like, oh, say that again.
Okay.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
And
And they were just saying you're quick.
yeah,
but it just
pretty
came,
much.
yeah.
And it just stuck with me. And like people like it, even my family my family don't even really call me by my government no more. They call me Quick. Like
That's
most
cool.
of the time, like
I was
K,
getting ready to ask you. You ever take a breath
Like,
on the track,
and
bro?
if
Like,
they-
I've been listening to like your catalog, bro. Like, do
Yeah.
you breathe?
Do you breathe?
Yes, I do. Yes, I do. There's little pockets in my verse where I take breaths, and it took a long time. And it's funny. I actually have a song called Chest Capacity where I go for a long stretch on one breath, and it took a long time to get that breath control up. It took a lot of practice because when I was like 10 and I started doing it, I would you would thought I would hyperventilate because I just ran out of breath, but as time went on, my lung capacity just went up, and last time I timed myself, I could probably go like a minute and some change, like on one breath. I haven't done it in a long time. I haven't tried to do it in a long time, but it took time to build that.
Have you ever tried snorkeling? Have you ever tried that shit? Have you ever
What? Have I tried what?
snorkeling? Have you ever tried deep sea diving? Like, that's all it takes,
No,
bro. Like, you might want to try nothing bigger.
I have not. The only reason I probably won't is because I watch too much Discovery Channel, and it's too much stuff. It's too much stuff in that water I don't know
That
about.
is not
And
for us.
I'm not trying to be one that discovers nothing new neither.
So there's a video at this beach in Florida, and it's basically a pack of stingrays are literally swimming past people, and it's an aerial shot, and the people don't even know it.
Yeah, well, the funny thing is about stingrays, when people go to like all these exotic places, they do, that's part of the attraction. You get to swim with stingrays, but in the back of my mind, I'm like, that's the same thing that
They
killed the
killed-
crocodile hunter.
It's called
The,
stingray for a reason.
the craziest dude in the world who will walk up to a king cobra and kiss it in the mouth got killed by one of
By
them
a
things.
stingray.
And I'm
Yeah.
like, all right, y'all can have that. I can see it from the boat. I'm right here.
Oh.
Pause.
Pause on that. Pause on that.
So
I know AI. I know you was gonna catch me, you fool. I see. I can't. I gotta watch what you say around this guy, yo.
so you mentioned your penchant for fast rapping. I'm assuming that you're a Bone 3-6 Twister fan.
Bone, my favorite rapper is Crazy Bone, actually. You know, so Bone Thugs are like my favorite rappers and all that good
Yeah,
stuff.
he's definitely my favorite member. He's a gym. I'm a gym now too.
So yeah, and the thing is, I get compared, and I get a lot from Busy Bone is my for real, all five of them because I get all five of them individually inspired me. I used to get compared to Busy Bone a lot because me and his voice are very we both have higher pitched voices, you know, but I was able to take that style, at least that portion of the style, which is rapping fast, and I actually form my own style with it. Like I have a different style of execution that nobody really does the way I do. So I just take like that Maryland flavor and incorporate it with that
mumbo sauce with the
I put the mumbo sauce on it basically. I put it so it's like I just do it differently in a way that nobody else really does it.
And the thing about your music, because I went through your whole, I can say I like every song.
Thank you.
Every one of them, and you can hear every word you're saying. So it's not like you're mumbling. It's not like you're like we can't figure out what you're saying.
Well, yeah, that's another thing that I'm very adamant on. I'm very adamant on clarity, like enunciation. So and I have a very broad vocabulary. So I say a lot of words that people have a hard time saying at a regular pace. And the fact that I say I'm at a slow, like
speedier, faster.
It's like,
but it's good because we actually can hear.
Yeah.
He's for paid ladies if you want cunnilingus done at a high pace. Okay, like. Yeah,
I knew that was coming. I knew this fool.
Say it fast. Look, say it fast. Say it fast and say it in Spanish.
So I'm a hip hop fan. I'm a hip hop head. You know, so I've been listening to hip hop since the early '80s.
Yeah.
And I always want to know, like, how does someone think about coming up with a style, right? And I read an interview that I think Lazy Bone did, and they said, how did the Bone style come up? It's like when they was out on the corner doing what they were doing, they would try to cram as many words as they could into one bar.
Right, that's true.
And then they also did the barbershop, the doo-wop, you know what I'm saying? But just by trying to fit 1,000 words into one bar, changed hip-hop essentially forever.
Straight up. And it's and literally, and it's funny because now in some form of fashion, everybody's emulating them in some way, you know, when it comes, because like for real, they were singers before they were rappers. They were doing that barbershop. And that harmony first. And then when they came out, literally rapping and singing, and then sing rapping, and then splitting it. Like Crazy Bone did a duet with Mariah Carey. Like, I Still Believe. He literally, him and Mariah Carey were literally singing back and forth with each other. So, I mean, when it comes to calling somebody an originator, they deserve every single definition of the word. So
you mentioned you put the mambo sauce onto the. How would you describe your style? You said that you use a lot of big words. So I think you're a tactician, right? When it comes,
I'm very technical, and it's like I'm very technical. And the thing is, it's hard to describe my style because when it comes to my style always changes. You know, because I go off of literally how I feel. I'm a life artist. You feel me? So I could literally, if you go on my album, I got like 4 different genres on it. You know, I have songs. I have rock on it. I have like R&B type songs. I have like rock. I think I already said rock. Of course, I got the more of the dark hip hop. You know, I have the more party. I had party music on there. I got it goes up. So it's like I'm very diverse, and I grew up listening to everything. My dad's side of the family is very big on Rastafarianism. I'm a reggae head. You know, I grew up listening to I grew up listening to not only hip hop but like jazz, R&B, rock, and like all this stuff. And like literally, I pull from every one of those genres to formulate this crazy gumbo of a style that I have that's literally kind of indescribable. Like when somebody says like their style is on some other ish, the only way I can describe me is you got to go on the other side of some other ish and flip it over. That's where you find me. You know, so
The other side of the pillows. Other side of the
Definitely.
pillow.
I'm definitely got to do this for the youngins. Okay, so they do what we call punching in. Do you do that, or how do you put into your memory to spit so fast? Like, I'm pretty sure you're a writer, but do you have to rehearse it before you actually perform the song?
It depends. Like when I'm in the studio and I'm done and I write a song right then and there, I usually just jump in the booth when it's still fresh in my mind. Or if I'm somewhere else and I write it, I just go over it a few times and so on and so forth, and I jump in. Like, and the only time I really punch in is when there's words or phrases that I didn't enunciate clear enough to my liking, and I want to just because I'm a perfectionist, I want everything to sound perfect. So if I say in the midst of all those syllables and words, if I get one syllable wrong, it's going to eat at me until I fix it. so then I'm like, all right, I got to fix this. And then I literally, it's literally like it's little details that matter that I may have to fix here and there. But that's literally the main reason why I punch in, just to make sure things are perfected.
You know what? That's a great question. I think, and hear me out when I say this, like Jay-Z, I think he kind of hurt the game. I'm gonna tell you why. Jay-Z was probably the first to say it, not the first to do it, but he was the first to say he doesn't write lyrics, right? And so with the success that he has, you have a lot of people that don't no longer write their lyrics, or they claim to. The problem is some people sound like they don't write their own lyrics. Like it's trash. You know what I'm saying? So there's nothing wrong with punching in, but there's nothing wrong with doing it over again, because not everybody has that technical ability or that memory. So there's nothing wrong with punching or doing more than one take.
Well, yeah, that's true. And for real, like I said, it varies because I've had songs where I didn't write for. I've had songs like this songs on this album where like 90% of it I just went in there and because like sometimes when I hear a certain beat and it speaks to me, stuff just starts coming to my head where it's so much coming at one time I can't write it. I just gotta say it.
Now,
so,
I'm pushing right. How is it freestyling fast?
Good question.
Well, for one, I started doing that when I was like around 10 or 11. That's when like 8 Mile came out, like 2003, and they were like freestyle battling, and I'm like, yo, I gotta learn how to do that. And that's when I would get in front, like literally how I got good at that on my old computer. I like the computer that AOL dial-up joint with the back on it. Like it had like a voice recorder on it.
Type your phone line.
Yeah. It had a voice recorder on it that you would just record yourself and you can just hear like a little basic recorder. I would sit in front of that computer for hours just freestyling. And of course, when you first start out, it doesn't sound good, but like I have recordings from like when I was 11 all the way to age 15. I mean, just rapping for hours straight, like off the top of the head. And that also made me a better writer, you know, because because I have songs like I can freestyle things, and like you can ask like the staff here who seen me when I was in these ciphers and freestyles. I can freestyle things that you would have swore I wrote. That's how good I am at it. And like and like I said, there's been songs like, matter of fact, the song I was talking about before, Chest Capacity, I freestyled that whole song. Okay. You know, so and it's literally, and not everybody, and just like you said, like not everybody has the ability to do that. And with me, it literally depends on how I'm feeling and how that beat and that song makes me feel. Okay. Does it speak to me instantly where I just jump in, where I can just, all right, cool, I'm ready, let me get behind this mic, or do I need to sit down and have a conversation with it?
Okay.
Oh, that's dope.
It's like, do I need to sit down and have an in-depth conversation with this beat and see what we come
It's like you make a connection.
Yeah,
that's dope.
So it really depends.
I'm sorry.
No, you good. I'm good. Go ahead, bro.
I think Weezy was going to ask the same question.
Ask you. Go ahead, because afterwards I want to ask. Go ahead.
I was about to ask you because, of course, we always go through the process, the writer's process. So, which one do you go off for? Do you go off on first and foremost, the beat, or your actual writing? Like, do you actually, which one do you go for first? Like, so when I pick a song, I might be emotionally attached to a rhythm. You dig? For everybody out there that's wondering what the hell I'm talking about, but or do you actually match, your poetry to the actual beat?
But at times both, because it depends on the song. There's verses that I wrote before to no beat. You feel me? There's verses that I wrote, and songs that I wrote just to a drum pattern that I had in my head. And then me and my cousin who produced a lot of my tracks, we sit down and we construct that beat like from scratch, or I just so happen to come across a beat that fits it perfect. And then there's some times where I hear a beat and I go from there. It literally depends on the moment. It changes. Like I really like that art hits you and hits me in different ways. Like I can't really, it's unpredictable.
I understand what you're saying, because that's just like you said, when they threw a beat on you just go to it. It's just how you feel on it. And like growing up in my family, we used to do that. So somebody would make a little beat, people think beat or whatever, and we'd just go on each other freestyling. That was our way of joning. But
right.
And that's how I was with music. I used to write songs, but I would hear the music in my head, just make my own music and just start singing. And with my poetry, when I hear just like the flow of things, sometimes you can't write it down. So I had to start recording on my phone. And let's go back to your perfectionism. How long did it take you to do your album because of your perfection?
Well, this album I've been recording.
Asylum, by the way.
Yes,
Asylum.
Sure.
Yes.
Hey,
Okay, zoom in,
available everywhere on all music platforms, and you can hit up my website imkquick.com if you want a physical copy, and if you want it signed, get at me. I'll hook you up. Definitely. So
it's worth it.
Most definitely. And as far as the album, though, for real, I've been recording it literally since 2014, and it's and reason being is because every time I got to a point where I feel like the album was done, I kept coming up with new stuff. It's like I'm like, all right, let me record. I got one more song. Then I come up with another song. Gotta make this. Then I come up with another song. I gotta make this. So and it's like when it got to the point where I said where it's like, all right, where it's like something just said, all right, you're done. By the time that happened, I had like 70 songs.
Wow.
That I had to choose, that I had to pick an album out of. And it's like, but
why didn't you? Since you had 70 songs,
yeah,
you didn't want to like a double album or volume 1, 2, and 3 or something.
Well, no, but the reason being is because the reason I didn't want to release everything a whole bunch at one time is because every song, it got to the point every song I recorded became like my favorite song. And it's like and I had to pick a track list that conveyed the message I wanted to convey for that particular record. And the reason I didn't want to put a lot of songs, I capped it off, if you not counting the bonus tracks, I capped it off at a maximum of 15 because I didn't want to put too many songs on it because all the songs are so good. I didn't want anything to get slept on. If there's something that's literally single material or like a quality to be a single, quality to be another great piece of work, I want to put as much attention on it as I possibly could, and sometimes when a work can get oversaturated, something gets unnoticed. You know what I mean? So,
I mean, excuse me, I'm sorry, y'all. I don't know how you did it, Breezy. I don't know how the fuck you did it from home, but yeah, whatever. Right, but
it's different, isn't it? I know.
Some of the songs on there are 6 minutes. Some songs are 3 minutes, 2 minutes. So you picking 15 songs, right? When most albums are maybe 5 whole songs completely. What was your process with that? Like, are people really still ready for like 6 minute songs or the attention span of the people? Did you feel confident in that?
I did, because if the song is fire, it's fire. So at the end of the day, when I create for me first. I create because it's my therapy. It keeps me from bouncing off the walls and whatnot. And the fact that there's people that resonate with it, that resonate with the work, that's like the bonus to me. That's the cherry on top. And like, for one, the most recent video I did, DMV Stories, that's the one that's one of the songs that's the song that's like 6 minutes long. And people love that joint.
You know what?
So,
That's actually my favorite song.
Appreciate you.
For many reasons. It's a dope song. And I also smile because I'm from the era of maxi singles, right? Where you have like, a 4 cassette, 4 versions of one song, and then you might have one song that's like 9 minutes long. Mm-hmm. So like that took me back to like 93, 92.
And and the thing about that song that was really the structuring of that song just was so organic because basically I sent my boy Lord Lou, who's the first verse, he did his verse first, and the part that initially was supposedly supposed to be the hook, he rapped his whole verse through that, and then I'm like, okay, now let me do this.
Right.
Ain't gonna be no hook. This one of them cypher records I see. So we rapping right now. So basically everybody did that. Everybody told their stories from their perspective, and it became a hot record that a lot of the hip hop heads love because it gave them that hip hop feel. It's literally. It was pure.
That song, Wu-Tang Clan, bro.
Yeah.
That shit reminded me of some Wu-Tang Clan shit. Like, it was a pure cipher, bro. Like, that shit.
Posse cut. We call it posse cuts.
Cut.
Yeah, and it sounds dope. And another thing that added to the dopeness of it is nobody on the record sounded alike. Everybody had their own style, and it meshed well. Everybody rapped differently on the beat, and that's what made it that much more crazy.
So speaking of you rapping, you're going to perform for us, right?
Of course.
All right, well, we're going to take a quick break. When we get back, we're going to be blessed with K Quick performing for us. Be back in a couple minutes, y'all. Live from the corner.
BBF.
Yeah.
I hate that I'm back in this shit. Had to grab the work and flip. Back to the block in the strip. Back to my old ways and shit. It's hard when you got nothing. Had to go and make something. Had to jump out the cut. Now fuck around and run it up. Back to the old way I'm stuck. I'm telling the snow, man. Let it snow. Get on. Now go ahead and blow it up. Lante stuck with the dribble. Fed that loading that missile. Stuck with the dogs in the kennel. Choppers ripping through tissue. Now you stuck with an issue. Who the fuck gon' miss you? Always down with the thugs. Stuck running in the mud. Stuck with the holy water. Now niggas moving like slugs. Hey Lante, we got that dribble. Fat day.
Still I get stuck in my ways. That is my problem today. What can I say? That I am going astray from the progression we made. Is there a way that I can just get away? Or am I in here to stay? I can replay everything back in my head. What is it you want from me? Within the mind you will stay. Within the world you remain. Many a times in the day when you were locked in the place.
Losing my way in this dark purpose that's leading me back to the barn, where I would build all my personal visions. It's the only way of releasing these thoughts. Stuck in the maze that is dead in my heart, but it's torture cause it leaves me with scars that I end up carrying as I continue on through these hurdles and climbing these walls that were put up so they could throw me off of my current focus. But the motions are off. By the motions I'm be bad as the thought, processing through the cerebrum and all of the figures that I'm thinking I saw. And the picture had me frozen and all. Is it real or is it really a flaw in my ocular components? Now I am lost. How would anybody know if any of this is real or is it a glitch within your sense of reality? Leaving formalities altered cause it's a result of the cause and effect of all the treacherous falls you have taken, but embracing it all may surely free you from being stuck in, so you can rise and conquer and then get through the storm.
Still I get stuck in my ways. That is my problem today. What can I say? That I am going astray from the progression we made. Is there a way that I can just get away? Or am I in here to stay? I can replay everything back in my head. What is it you want from me? Within the mind you will stay. Within the world you remain. Many a times in the day when you were locked in the place. Within the mind you will stay. Within the world you remain. Many a times in the day when you were locked in the place. Within the mind you will stay. Within the world you remain. Many a times in the day when you were locked in the place. Within the mind you will stay. Within the world you remain. Many a times in the day when you were locked in the place.
And we're back. With K Quicks. We're going to have him perform Hold It Down.
Yeah.
So I'm going to get out of the way so he can hold it down.
Let's get it poppin'.
That's what she said.
Right?
I'm
BBF.
singing y'all.
Get that asylum album. Bring me up,
Nico, this shit's fire.
You know we hold it down. Up on the trail, yeah, we follow the sounds. If you did it well, you know it now. On this undertaking, we have taken out all of the ones who always put up a front, so we leave them in the dust. Why in the fuck do they keep fucking with us? Every time we're in the clutch, turn it up, burn it up. They ain't coming to the battle with enough.
Hold up, nigga, let me get a little bit of this action. I was the driver who's been in the corner for the expedition. I'm winning a take. Give me reason to shit. I get the feeling that we're in for the long walk. We're running against all the obstacles trying to stop us, but like a flip under the slips and falls. We take it as we get stronger. The army that we form that is gonna feel in charge of adrenaline. We're only just beginning to mission. With that I'm missing another man. With the sign of a hawk, I'm out of an elephant. Don't forget that goes under the target. When it's all over, then we all did. Due diligence is why we're all here. Made it through the fire, the smoke is now clear. Thinking for the things we gained to stand here. Now you get it? There wasn't an additional plan here. It wasn't our power when it all began. There's some people go against the grain and we can prove it again. Let them know we hold it down and now we know what it is. As we make our way through the trenches and we go for the win. Soon what we devise will comprise of everyone who's aligned. The chemicals of the mind to prioritize a focus that was revived. So if you look in my eyes, I can assure you that you'll see a winner inside. So when the forces collide, you're gonna witness the mentally elixir surprise.
You know we hold it down. Up on the trail, yeah, we follow the sounds. If you did it well, you know it now.
with it without vacillating, continue to flow. Wait, I'm gonna take it the truth. It was a ruse. There's nothing that you can do to stop us from burrowing through to the end of the tunnel. We're not to finish the truth. Endeavor at hand, we will prove. No matter how you approach it, you're still gonna lose. So we deliver the news by containing everything in our view. Hey,
You know we hold it down. Up on the trail, yeah, we follow the sounds. If you did it, well, you know it now. On this undertaking, we have taken out all of the ones who always put up a front, so we leave them in the dust. Why in the fuck do they keep fucking with us? Every time we're in the clutch, turn it up, 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 turn it up, up, up. They ain't coming to the battle with enough, enough, enough. You know we hold it down. Up on the trail, yeah, we follow the sounds. If you did it, well, you know it now. On this undertaking, we have taken out.
we gon' see you at the finish, cause our persistence is a major percentage of our testament. It's equal to blessings, behooving us and every one of our brethren in the section. As we pass at an intersection, every countless creature on these grounds, they could have fought the power with us if they had just fallen and they followed the sounds. BDF. Yeah.
That was KK.
Yeah.
Mr. Quick with a sound that was Hold It Down.
Yeah.
And we'll be back with him on the stage.
Hey.
Check him out.
Yeah.
Well, I was hoping for that win just to like.
So that was just.
Yeah, I saw you channel
sir.
your inner fucking Michael Jackson on that shit and T-Pain, bro, at the same time.
Well, shouts out, rest in peace, MJ. That's actually my favorite artist of all
Yeah,
time.
I kind of figured that.
Yeah,
I kind of
shout
figured.
out, rest in peace, and Michael Jackson. Much love.
All right, so my brother AI, which is funny because I'm a hip hop man, and he came up with this great idea for like the 5 fingers of death kind of questions. We want to try to trip people up, but at the same time have a little fun, right?
Let's go.
So you as an MC that can write and freestyle, what would be your favorite freestyle? I mean, your favorite beat to freestyle over?
Oh, man, Renegade.
Okay.
Yeah, I love that beat. It's like, actually, there's a couple of them. It's Renegade. It's Renegade and
Yeah, like
Bone
Renegade
Thugs
too.
got a song called Mr. Bill Collector that I love.
Oh,
rapping to.
yeah.
I love rapping to that beat.
Stop playing. Slim.
Yeah.
Them calling me Mr. Bill Collector, get away, but it always up tonight.
Hey, yeah, go ahead. Hey, go ahead.
So, those are some dope choices. If I
Yeah.
was a rapper, I would say Shook Ones. That's one of
Woo!
my favorite beats.
That's
I'm from the
like-
West, that's one of my favorite beats. You know, any region, I would love to freestyle.
Well, yeah, that's like the go-to cipher instrumental for real. That's like, you're not a rapper unless you can spit some type of 16 to that joint.
All right, so next question, right? So we're in quarantine, so we have the verses popping up, right?
Mm-hmm.
Who would be your favorite battle that you like to see? Whether it's you with somebody or somebody historically that you like to see.
Well, actually, the one I want to see is actually already locked in. It was supposed to happen, but it hasn't happened yet, and that's Bone Thugs and 3-6 Mafia.
Oh yeah.
But they need it. Versus need to hurry, and the reason they postponed it is because Versus picked it up. You know, so Versus stop playing and set that up so I can take off. I want to clear my schedule. No interviews, no sessions in the lab. I'm locked in. Set it up.
Now, same question, but a different twist, right? Who would you, dead or alive, local, nationally known, who would you like to battle? Who, if you had a chance, who would be your dream person you would like to battle against?
And on some versus type stuff?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh, man. Because, like, I don't know. Because, like, Cause if it's cause I ain't gonna front, cause it's like I'm the most humble dude in the world, but I kind of don't view people as competition, really, to be honest. But I feel like, I mean, it is
welcome to
what
confidence,
it is.
You know
but
what
I
I'm
mean, I really don't. I really don't view it.
And twist the word for word, motherfucker.
But this is the thing. But this is I'm talking about in my peer group. But if it was somebody like Twister or Buster, somebody put me up against them, I would fan out. I would turn into a fan. It wouldn't even be a battle.
I don't even think so.
It would literally be like, yo, I just want to hear you play your songs.
And can I dap you up real quick?
I'm like, yeah, that was my shit. Play another one.
Right. It's like, wait a minute. Right.
It wouldn't be a battle. It would
That's
just
true.
be, I would become their hype man like that. It would just, if it was, so for real, I can't really say that because if it's somebody who's known, especially anybody from the group of people who I looked up to, who taught me what I know how to do, it wouldn't. I can honestly say it wouldn't be a battle because I'd be too busy being a fan, to be honest. And like, I wouldn't. And I'm just one of those people. I respect the ones who laid the plate for me, who put the food on the plate. So I wouldn't. Like people like Twister, Buster, I wouldn't dare battle to begin with because I hold them to such a high regard. Like there's like levels. Like I'm where I'm at because of what they did, and it's like so they're up there, so they gotta battle each other. I'm just here to look. I'm looking up at them battle. Right. So I'm not like they off limits if you ask me. Like. They get nothing but the utmost respect. I'm just a fan. When you mention them, I'm just a fan. So
heard it here. Yeah. He is a fan.
Enough respect, bro.
Do not.
Question number 4: what is your any genre all time? What is your favorite album?
Thriller.
You could do a lot worse than Thriller, so.
Thriller.
You could do a lot worse.
Thriller is literally.
Hey, young bro, I know what the fuck he talking about, man.
Thriller is literally a flawless album. It's literally a flawless album. It's because literally all songs but one was.
Shout out to Quincy Jones. Shout out to Quincy Jones for that. You know what I'm saying? Quincy Jones.
It was like that and what else? If I can name a couple, like first one that popped in my head when you said that was Thriller, of course. Probably Nirvana, Nevermind.
Oh yeah.
Nevermind by Nirvana, and Bone Thugs, East 1999 Eternal.
All right.
So yeah, those are like the 3 perfect albums that I can just throw out off the top of my head.
So since you mentioned Nirvana, for the 5th question, what would be your favorite cross genre collaboration? Like, who would you want to work with in any genre?
I want to work in any genre, huh?
In any genre.
Off top of my head. All right, I can name 2 because 2 of them popped up off top of my head because I literally was thinking about who I wanted, what I would want to do with them. And it would probably be one of my favorite bands is 3 Days Grace. I would love to do something with them.
Hey, bruh, shut up.
Yeah, and it's like both with the new singer, because the new singer in the group is fire, but the old singer Adam Grantier is like my favorite rock vocalist, so I definitely want to do something with him, probably separate since he's not like in 3 Days Grace no more, but like them probably and Lady Gaga, you know, she's
wow.
Oh, that's interesting.
and
That's interesting.
then Marilyn Manson.
Maybe you're gonna choose big, right?
Yeah, Marilyn
Hey,
Manson.
hey, look, whole T, bro. Not to cut you off, but I'm a Marilyn Manson fan.
Hey.
I am a 3 Days Grace fan. You hear
Hey,
me?
my guy.
And Lady Gaga can get the business.
Hey.
Okay, whatever.
Salute. And now, granted, I'm just going off of people who are alive, but because of course some folks who I would have loved to work with are no longer living.
Deceased, right?
Rest in peace to them. And I'd say I would also love to work with. To be honest, I would love to work with. I would love to work with Slash.
Really?
The guitarist.
Yeah.
Really?
Guns N' Roses, okay.
Yeah, I would love to work with Slash because he's fire. Yeah. And also, if just off of some production on a production track, if I was to create a song instrumentally, I would take Slash from Guns N' Roses. I would take. Oh, I'm so mad at myself because I forgot his name just now. I just blanked out. But the drummer from 3 Days Grace, because he's fucking nasty. He is nasty. If you listen to a song called "Bitter Taste" by 3 Days Grace, there's a drum solo where he goes stupid, like so. And so I would take him. I would take Slash.
Make that collab.
And I would take him. I would take Slash, and I would take Stevie Wonder on the keyboard and make a beat with them.
That's a hodgepodge for real. That's a hodgepodge for real.
So yeah.
Well,
Wow.
shit,
I know,
man.
right?
That'd
be
that's
dope.
right there.
Hey,
man.
hey, bro. Hey, look, I knew I fucked with you, but I fucked with you. Yeah.
Right.
My guy.
Okay, well, let me ask you, why Asylum? Why that name?
Well, for one, of course, when you think of the word asylum, now, granted, a lot of the subjects I write about are very graphic, like they're very psychologically in tune, because that's really all I know about, you know. And if you listen to my catalog of work and follow me, my listeners understand that. But like, all in all, when you hear first of all, let me ask you a question. I'll answer that with a question. When you hear the word asylum, what you think of immediately? First
word is crazy.
Okay.
Yeah.
I got that a lot when people ask that. Now, they think of crazy, psychopaths, mental hospital, and all that. If you also look up the word asylum in the Webster dictionary, aside from that, the other definition, there's two definitions for it. It means a sanctuary of protection, safety, and rehabilitation. Mm-hmm. So,
and that's what they're supposed to get in an asylum.
And along with that, so basically the album is about me trying to find that for myself.
Okay.
Oh,
so yeah,
trying to find
it's all in. Matter of fact, if you zoom in, if you look at the cover is a hand reaching, coming out of the darkness, reaching for the light. You know, trying to find that. Right. So it was all symbol art. There it is. So it's basically a hand coming out of the darkness, reaching for that light in the forest. It's symbolic of that definition.
So you're trying to find your safe space. You're trying to find your path, your direction, kind of in a way.
Exactly, and it's like it kind of because basically my first project, Villain in the White Mask, is I wrote that, and I'm actually now I'll give y'all the exclusive. I'm actually gonna remix and master that album and re-release it with bonus tracks and all that stuff. The deluxe edition,
the Villain in the White Mask.
So it's like so basically that album was I was in a dark space because I just came out of a 6-year-long depression. Okay. You know, so I was in a very dark place, and this is kind of like all my projects, like, because after that album, I dropped the mixtape, some singles, EPs, and whatnot, and it all led up to this project. Everything tied into each other. So this is me. This album represents the healing process.
Cool.
And where can they find the album?
Everywhere. You can Spotify, Tidal, iTunes, Google Play. You know, if you go to my website, imkquick.com, that's imk-quick.com. You can pick up a physical copy. If you want it signed, get at me. I got you. You know.
And where can they find you?
Like I said, the website. You can all my social media is on the website. Is the Real K Quick. Follow me at the Real K Quick on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, all that good stuff. That's basically all my social media. Make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel, KQuick86, KQUICK86 on YouTube. You know, it's all on the website. So if you go on the website, you'll find all the links to my social media, to YouTube. You'll find the album up there. You'll find the links to all the other music stores where it's available. You know, so get out of it. BBF. You know, Beast Bars of Faith. We here.
Red, where they can't find you at?
You can find me on Facebook at Louisa Harrell, Instagram and Twitter at Lovely Beautiful Mind 30.
Brother AI?
And of course, you can always find me at AI McDowell Ferguson on Facebook. Red Nose 1999, soon to be changed. Giallo.
Hey, please do that.
Red Nose 1999 on IG and Red Nose 199 on Twitter. And the Red Nose stands for the pit bull, not the fucking clown. I see y'all in hell.
All right, and y'all can find me at Breezy Taylor. That's BREAZY Taylor. Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and of course you can find all of us here every Wednesday, 9 to 10. Listen Vision, Live from the Corner. Brother Quick, we thank you for blessing the stage. Thank you for blessing us with your story and everything.
I really appreciate y'all. Really appreciate
Right.
y'all having me on. Shouts out to everybody at Listen Vision. Shouts out to everybody here on the corner.
All right, we out of here.